Welcome. Let's look at the details now. Now, the newly installed Mantse, who the guards are calling Tackie Teiko Tsuru II, has dismissed suggestions that his kinship is politically motivated. Speaking shortly after his induction into the Ga Traditional Council, the new Mantse said he doesn't feel threatened or perturbed by comments seeking to undermine his legitimacy. He has a 3-year vision to unite the Ga state by 2020. But before we bring you that soundbite, let's take you back to Gamashi, where my colleague Maxwell Agbagba witnessed the ritual ceremony at the weekend.
We're currently here in Gamashi. What is happening today is the installation of the new Mantse, Tackie Teiko II. Well, what we understand is that on Friday there was a ceremony to induct him as the new Mantse. But what is happening today is that they are taking him to 5 different shrines here at the Gamashi in the Ga state. We now coming from Sakuma way, but where we're heading to right now is called the Dantu Shrine, where some rituals would also be performed. Well, behind me, there are a lot of young men coming from behind. The chief himself is also coming. A lot of them have with them muskets, but police officers here will not allow them to fire the musketry. There's heavy police presence also here in the Ga state as the installation and induction ceremony is being carried out. I have with me here the public relations officer to the newly installed Ga Mantse. Mr. Heriado, you're welcome to JoyNews.
Thank you.
Tell me, what is happening here today?
Currently, we're going through the various streets of Gamashi. We are heading towards the Dantu Shrine for now. And we started early in the morning, first from the Onomroko Adang Shrine, that is the Kolewe Shrine. Then we moved on to the Nayewe Shrine, where the Naye Ulomo Numo Akwa had to perform some of the induction ceremony by inducting him into his stool house. Then we moved on to Sakuma Ulomo Shrine and also came for the induction into the Sakuma Ulomo Shrine. And there we were met by the Jaseche, Dr. Ni Tetekwe, who is the legitimate Jaseche for the Ga state. That's a paramount to Jase.
I want you to tell me this. We know the many issues, surrounding the chieftain's institution here in the Ga state. Now, I want you to tell us, with the installation of this Ga chief, there are many who are scared. There's heavy police presence here to ensure that there's no chaos, there's no violence here. Yes. Now, I want you to explain to me, first of all, there are many issues characterizing the chieftain institution here.
Yes. For now, I can say on authority that those chieftaincy issues are almost out, because the Ga Mantse that we have now, Dr. Tackie Teiko Tsuru that we have now, is not litigating anybody in court. If anybody has a case in court, it could be the Jaseche who is challenging the capacity of anybody who tries to come towards the stool. For now, Tackie Teiko Tsuru, doctor, has no litigation with anybody. And we want to set the record straight. It is the turn of that house. And the legitimate person, as given by the authority or mandated from the Regional House of Chief Judgment in 2014, was that 2014 and 2015 was that they should give the mandate to Tetekwe, the Jaseche, to execute his powers as a Jaseche to give us a legitimate Ga Mantse. So we are proud today. I'm a royal blood of Abola Patashi, and I'm proud to say that this is what you can see: the high attendance, the security protection. The major thing is that the 7 quarters of the Ga state are all contributing to this thing. You can see everybody is happy. There's joy. There's massive celebration.
Yeah, but we know there's still litigation around the chieftain's institution here. Ni Adamalache, we understand is currently is in court at this moment. So why are you going ahead to install a new Ga?
First of all, I want to put it on record that Ni Adamalache is not in court with anybody. He is in court because there is a contempt action against him. The contempt action is that he broke into the stoolroom. Ni Adamalache broke into the stoolroom some time ago, which I am a proud witness to, and then he made himself a chief. as we speak now, the one who made Ni Adamalate, the chief, Ni Atotoga, has been disqualified in the process of the various houses to ascertain.
Disqualified by who?
By the Regional House of Chiefs, the Ghana Traditional Council, and the National House as well. So I speak on authority that there's currently no litigation against our new Gamanche. So he has no fight with anybody. You can see the celebration. You can see the chanting of war songs. It really shows how welcome he's been made.
There was a statement that was released from the Gamanche Palace, I think about 4 days ago, saying that they want security agencies to intervene in what they describe as illegitimate or illegal installation of the Gamanche.
Yes,
I don't know if you saw that statement.
Yes, I'm privy to all the statements. Okay. There is a group of people who kept parading themselves in their capacity they did not stand.
So who are you talking about here?
We saw a statement coming from the Lache camp, meaning that Lache was trying to put in a kind of publication that would stop this particular exercise. The president of the Ghana Traditional Council, in the name of Nidodun Saki, is currently in this car. He's currently in this car witnessing the ceremony. He's the one there.
Who is that?
This is the president of the Ghana Traditional Council.
Okay.
He's the one there. He's the acting president. So you can talk to him, let him tell you why he's witnessing this. Because if it's not in the right perspective, he wouldn't be here to join us. So we are on the right track. We believe the people of Accra are for once going to see a legitimate Gamanche who would see to the mad development of Accra. We've gone too far back to witness such challenges in Accra. And as I tell you now, we have well-educated people, we have sound people in society who are giving us the unnecessary support, the backing, the AMA, the regional ministry, all the necessary requisite agencies. All the necessary requisite agencies. You see, we are not saying anything wrong. If the people of Accra are chanting war songs, dancing, celebrating to this particular issue, then you must know where Accra is driving to. So I, for one, with my skills and my profession, I've volunteered myself as a royal blood of Abu Labatashi, making sure that will get the legitimate government to champion our cause.
Now, we do not know much about the new chief, Tackie Teiko Tsuru II. As a public relations officer, we want you to tell us more about who he is.
He's an MBA holder. He's currently an MBA, a degree holder, with his master's. He's been into advertising before. He's been into various levels of journalism prior to this particular. He's currently running his own company. He's running his own company. He has his own company that he's working with. And for now, we would gather all our bits and pieces. We'll present it to the media and the whole public to get the facts as it stands.
Very nice. Everything is cool. It's the real one. This is the real one. No libi, no laba. This skin is the real one. Very real. Everything is set. Now I feel better. Now I feel that I'm a gun person. I now feel better because we now have our real Gamanche. This is the time. Everything is going to be okay. Everything will settle in our constituency. Okay. We want peace and unity. Now, every Ghanaians, we want peace in our country. We want no Lache here. We want the real king so that we will get peace and community. That's all my hand. We are happy. We like it. It is very better.
We're currently in the Gamanche Stool House. We have with us right now Dr. Teiko. He's the Justice of the Ghana State. He's the Kingmaker of the Ghana State.
We have the most legitimate Gamanche on the Ghana stool. I know him as George Tackie. How he got onto his so-called throne, I mean, it baffles all of us. The truth that he was an illegitimate person who wrongfully installed himself as Gamanche.
The Jase chair for the Gan state, how do you feel about the many, chieftaincy disputes that we've had in the past? How do you feel about it?
Well, it is actually very, very unfortunate what we're going through as Ga people. Number one, bring all the divisions, if there are any, together. We don't want 100 people on one stool. That thing must stop. We want to make sure that there's a proper land tenure in Accra, so that one plot of land would not be sold to 100 people.
You had the Kingmaker there. Now we've set out to speak to the government chair himself, Ni Tackie Teiko II. Let's hear him.
What you see today is a resolve of not just a few people or a minority. But yesterday, if you were in Accra, you saw that it was a resolve of a people, of a tribe, of a clan, of a grouping and a nation. A state has made a statement. This resolve shall not be disturbed. This resolve shall not be perturbed. This resolve shall not be threatened. We are who we are. We are sons of the soil. Our forefathers bled. And thanks to them alone, we are here today. I'm here to fulfill the mandate of my fathers. Nobody will decide who becomes Gamanche apart from the Ga Paramount Stool Jase Chair, Dr. Nita Teiko II, and his Ga Jase Council. The Sakuma Wolomo, that's right for the Gamanche, but he does not install a Gamanche. What I want you to understand this day, we are not joking. You see, Ga and Accra has serious problems. We need serious people to solve these problems. There are children who are several ages who cannot read and write. There are youth that needs entrepreneurial skill. Right now, the government's agenda is the one district, one factory system they want to run, which they have started. If our youth are not skillfully employed or have employable skills, how can they be employed? Why are you using the little things to divide us when there is so much that is the beauty around the Ga man, the Ga woman, the Ga child? Our reign is complete. No law in the land will determine who is Gamanche. We are sons of the soil. An agenda for the Ga girl child. There is FAS, there is cholera, there are several communicable diseases that are affecting our communities, and you sing and talk about the Gazette. That was acquired fraudulently. Yes. We appeal to the authorities. Appeal to the authorities to reverse that action, because we have resolved that we are not afraid. We are not. We are not afraid. Politics will not be brought into this reign. I wasn't installed by politics. It is because people saw that the 2014 ruling which declared the Ga stool vacant must be enforced. And that was what was enforced. We didn't break the stool house like they did, but we asked them for the keys and they gave it to us willingly. Not under duress, not with a gun. I'm grateful, members of the press. There are two things that I want to ask our president, President Nana Akufo-Addo. And this is it, that he has a social contract with the Ga people. And this social contract must be adhered to. What is a social contract?
Oh, yeah.
want to unite the Ga state. By the year 2020, the Ga state will be united, and our resolve will be positive, because by 2020, we should be one of the biggest enterprises on the African continent. Yes. I am done, because that Ga child in Ebola, that Ga child in Sempe, that Ga child in Asne, that Ga child in Ga will have a future with me. I will make sure that that child can read and write before he or she is 5 years.
Teiko Tsuru, the second there, that is the newly installed Ga Mashi chief. Now, the Kingmaker of the Ga Paramount Stew, the Jasiche, Dr. Teiko, says the induction of the Teiko Tsuru, the second as president of the Ga Traditional Council, should bring an end to the protracted chieftaincy dispute in the Ga state.
When people were saying that we didn't have a rightful chief, it's so painful. Well, we have a chief. And it is our intention that the mandate given to us in 2015 by the Regional House of Chiefs, and which we are actually exercising, will surely be carried out to the hilt. All groupings, all royal houses in the Ga state will be brought together. Now that we have registered our legitimacy, and with all the support we have in from the 7 quarters of the Ga state, we are assuring our security personnel forces, we are assuring the presidency and all Ghanaians. We want all ethnic groupings here in Accra to have their peace of mind. We want to assure them of their safety. All these problems in Accra have ended. We're going to ensure that one piece of land will not be sold to 100 people. We're going to ensure that there is sanity. What actually had bedeviled us have been nothing other than corruption. We have corrupted every aspect of our lives, and this is our problem. We're praying to God to give us the power, to give us the mind of King Solomon, so that we will wipe out corruption, we will wipe out deceit and anarchy from our system here in Accra. And we believe that our other ethnic brothers here in Accra and elsewhere are also doing their best to ensure that we live in a peaceful Ghana.
Ga chieftaincy matters there. Let me take a very quick break, but when we return, we'll be telling you how, why, perhaps you could be in the reach of chicken that's rotten that's been imported into the country. We have FDA representatives to explain to us the extent of the problem, whether or not we are safe. Please stay with us.